A lot of people are wondering what does NPC mean. Now that word NPC has been used throughout the internet for the last couple of years. It's basically another word for you probably say it's another word for normie or somebody who's conformist or somebody who's not conscious. People who follow the mainstream and never question. People who only consume. Consumers, people who believe CNN. People who never read a book or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So NPC is pretty much a person who's not consciously aware, and that in the letters NPC stands for non-player character. Now, non-player character is a term used in video games. Like if you ever play video games, you know how like you control the main character, but in the background there's like random characters who are programmed into the video game who just move around. They never talk. You can't control them. What I'm saying? They're pretty much like in the background. That's what an NPC is. NPC is somebody who doesn't have any thought. Doesn't have any conscious thought. They're just not really aware. There's pretty much like programs in the Matrix. If you watch the movie The Matrix, you know how when Neo and Morpheus are in the program in the Matrix, they're consciously aware, but people who are plugged into the Matrix, what I'm saying, they pretty much like run on the program. Or and I like the Star Trek holodeck Star Trek holodeck uh, a metaphor how like if I remember Star Trek, especially like Star Trek: The Next Generation, where they used to have a thing called a holodeck, in which like you can program any point in history. What I'm saying? You can go in there, you can go back in time, or just replay a scenario, whatever. And then once you turn off the program, all the people who you program just disappear because they're just like holograms, just photons, whatever, right? So that's pretty much what an NPC is. Somebody who's just pretty much not consciously aware. And what I do is like in the description of this video, I wrote you can probably call it a blog or essay. I wrote an essay, a blog about NPCs on minds.com back in 2018. And what I'll do, I'll put that in the description below. You can read it. And it pretty much has like the whole history about the breakdown of what NPC is. And I actually like put like some scientific journals down there, and they actually did like studies on this, like the whole NPC. I wouldn't call it a theory or what you want to call it, but they actually like did, scientists actually did like case studies about and proved that you got people walking around that have no inner dialogue in their head. Just because you think like because I always thought that the whole concept of, I won't call it concept, but the whole process of visualization, having an inner voice, an inner conscience, I thought everybody on planet Earth was able to do that, but it turns out that there's like a large percentage of the population who don't have the ability to have inner dialogue. They don't have an ability. They can't visualize, and that's scary because I thought like everybody had that, but actually there's actually like a case study where they're like, hey, you got people walking around here. They're just drones. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what an NPC is. Somebody who has no imagination. No free thought. That they let the world think for them. And when you get a chance, read that article below of what I wrote, back in the day, back in 2018. And if you have any input on this topic, You know what I'm saying? Want to add to it, put it in the comments below. All right. Peace.